All right, the second game of Divisional playoff weekend. This one features the Washington Commanders taking on the Detroit Lions. The Washington Commanders win a playoff game for the first time since 2005, ironically enough, against the Buccaneers at Raymond James Stadium. In what was clearly the best game of Wild Card Weekend. And that's the thing. There are six wild card games this time around, and only one of them was good. That's good. And this is not the winning team's fault. It's the losing team's fault. But in any event, it is what it is there. Meanwhile, the Lions have a team record, 15 wins in a single season. Same record as the Chiefs this year, 15-2. And home field advantage for the first time ever as well. This will be at least the third postseason game at Ford Field. The Lions won both of those games last year. They were expected to go deep in the playoffs last year. Let's not kid ourselves, especially after the Dallas Cowboys lose to the Green Bay Packers in the wild card round. This year, the expectations are even higher, perhaps a little too high. The Commanders are not a bad football team. So how will this go? Oh, that's a good question. How will this go? I mean, Jaden Daniels played out of his actually played well against the Buccaneers last week. So they will have the momentum. My concern is the Commanders' defense. Long term. My concern is the Lions' defense as well, because yes, Anzalone's back, and some would argue he was a difference maker in that division clinching game against the Vikings. But then you look at the Vikings playoff game against the Rams, and they lost in almost the same fashion as they did against the Lions. So are you wondering, is it really the fact that Anzalone's back, or was it because the Vikings were just playing bad football down the stretch, and Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts for 2 straight weeks, potentially costing himself big money. Unless he wants to play for the Las Vegas Raiders or the Cleveland Browns or whoever is incompetent enough to fucking sign this guy to long-term $50 million a year type money. Gotta flip for this one. It landed heads. Yeah, I gotta take the Detroit Lions to defeat the Washington Commanders. I think it's going to be a shootout, and I don't think the Commanders have enough to. I mean, they got Daron Payne, but but here's the thing: this should low key be a really good game. Everybody's talking about the Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills. Bills possibly being game of the week. This one should be game of the week too. Both GMs of the Lions and the Commanders are doing a great job, especially the Commanders and especially Adam Peters and his scout group. I mean, it is what it is there. But yeah, go ahead and take the Lions, because I don't think the Commanders' defense is going to be enough. It's not going to be a blowout as some people are saying, but it may be a blowout at the end of it. But I think the Commanders can pull this one off. I really can. But I'll just stick with the Detroit Lions, and that's all I've got to say about that. All right. Other games coming later. Till next time, later, fuckers.